What's up, everybody? I'm going to be reviewing the Marina Hang On Holding and Breeding Box. It's the 0.5 US gallons, and I use it for my tiger endlers, my black bars, my rainbow endlers, all my guppies, etc. Anyhow, what's going on with it right now? I've got it set up, so this won't be a setup video of where I'm showing you how to install it, but instead I will show you how it works. You can see I've got one of my betas in there. There's a spacer underneath. Where are you? Right here. And that allows you to keep it at the right distance from your tank so that it's not off level and all wonky. The tank itself, plastic, no biggie. Easy to install. Directions were pretty accurate. Now you can see no matter what size air pump you use, you will not have a constant flow of water going in here. You'll get this burping effect. Now, in order to stop this, I'm probably going to put either a small sponge over it or some filter floss. And for me, it's just the noise, because this tank is in my living room. I don't want it to be burping constantly. And again, don't mind the airlines. I'm doing some stuff to this tank right now, so I've been moving stuff around all morning. It's a mess, but no biggie. You guys all probably understand that. It also comes with these spacers that have grates so that the water can flow back into the tank. And what I did was I found that they were still a little big, even on the small side, for some of my Endler fry to be leaving the tank and going back into the main tank through the return. So I simply just put some filter floss underneath it and pressed it back in, and that stops them from going through. It also works as a little mini stage of filtration. But, yeah, it's really easy to set up. It doesn't take much. I've raised fish in here already, some fry from my rainbow endlers. Let me have a little peek in the box here. It does come with these spacers so that you can put them in between, and you could keep your female over here, maybe a male over here. It has 3 slots, so you could technically keep 3 in each. Of course, not long term. Personally, I have done it where I've had some newly born rainbow endler fry here, some tiger endler here, and some black bar fry here. And I just mark it with a simple Amazon chalk marker, so that if I need to move them anytime before that, I know who's who and who's going where. But yeah, it's an easy setup. I put some Java moss in here so that when my females come into this tank and they drop fry, the fry can immediately go and hide in case that female is really hungry. And it also gives the female a little bit of peace of mind, because she can go in there and chill and not worry about it, while the male is swimming up and down next to the glass and constantly trying to harass her. So it just kind of gives her a little peace of mind and lets her relax, and they seem to have a real struggle-free birth. But anyhow, like I said, it does produce a little bit of noise. It comes with, I wonder where I put it. Like I said, I've been working on these tanks. Ah, here they are. And I'll show you how this works. Let me take the lid. You can see that there's a slot on the top that obviously goes over this part here. Now, it's kind of silly. They sent these clips, and without looking at the camera and trying to get these on, I'll probably fail, but hold on, let me look at the tank itself. They slide on like that, and it's supposedly just to make sure the lid is kept tight and not going to fall off. Now, I see if you could have a cat or something like that, that would be useful. For me, I just have fish, so it's useless. I'm going to take it off. I like easy access to this tank. I don't like coming over here and trying to lift this thing and I forget that one of these silly little tabs is on. So what I do is I just put them in the box. Also, what makes this kind of ideal for a betta is there is an air hole at the top, which allows the humid air to stay in the probably, like, it's a really small space, but there's enough humid air in there that when that beta comes up to take a breath, he can get a breath of humid air, and that's what they prefer. So yeah, I thought that was really cool that it doesn't go all the way to the surface of the tank itself. You can see the water level there is right about here, and there's still a little bit of distance between that, which allows for some gas exchange and for things like bettas to get up there and get some air. You can see them doing it right now because they're labyrinth fish, of course, right? So they go up and they take a gulp every now and then. I wouldn't recommend this to house bettas long term. Unless you had a single one and you weren't planning on raising any fry, then yeah, this is a pretty cheap alternative to another tank, because he's getting the same water parameters as the big tank. He's getting the same temperature as them. He's getting the same light. He's got some plants in there, and he's doing great. I can feed him. When I want to clean this out, and I have had to do this in the past, a simple turkey baster will clean all the waste off the bottom. There isn't enough return from the water coming into this to stir it up and send it out of the piece of filter floss up top there, as you can see. So what I do is about every 4 or 5 days, I just hit it with a turkey baster. It pulls everything out, and of course the water level goes right back to where it was, because water is constantly being pumped into here. So it's really neat. I think that it's a great investment if you're going to be raising some fry, or even like have a betta that needs to go in there in the meantime. It's in no way a hospital tank, because with the water returning to the tank, whatever disease that fish might be carrying will be transferred into the water in that tank as well. And you can't accurately dose medications either, because they'll be returned into the 20 or 40 or 50, whatever gallon tank you're using this on, they will be returned into. So anyways, guys, I hope this was a good review, and I hope some of you found it informative, but that's it. It's a simple tank that locks onto your tank right on the edge there. What would I say? It's ideal for fry, betta, and shrimp would be ideal in here as well. You could put buried shrimp in here and let her have her babies in say a pile of moss or something. I probably wouldn't run this tank bare. I would always have some type of plant in there, especially because fry are susceptible to being eaten by the adult. After that female gives birth, she's probably going to be hungry. It's a lot of work, and she might gobble them up. So, you know, make sure you got a little something going on in here. I also threw a couple ram's horns in here, and whatever food the betta doesn't eat, or my fry don't eat, those ram's horns will go along the bottom and eat. So yeah, that's it. It's the Marineland holding and breeding box, and it is the 0.5 gallon version. There are smaller. Ironically, I happen to have those too. This is the 0.2 US gallon version. I don't currently have it set up, but it would be more for me as a like a stock box. Like I throw this on a tank and I throw fish in it, and I select which ones that are going to go to the store, etc. This tank could do the same for you. Actually, you could use it as a sorting tank. Sort out your males from females, sort out your colors. I didn't really think about that until now, and I've been using the small one. So anyhow, there's just another use for it. So the Marina holding and breeding box, 0.5 gallon model right here. Nice design, easy to use. Do I recommend it in the hobby? Yes. Anyhow, guys, hope you're doing well. We'll talk to you soon.